And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the All-Star Race broadcast. I'm your host, Jack Carlos, and alongside with me, for the first time ever, who's making his, unfortunately, he did not make the Open, but luckily for us, he's going to be joining us here for the broadcast booth, is Jarrett Lumberg, driver of the number 88 Chevrolet. How you doing today, Jarrett? Oh, Jarrett? I think we,
Yeah, you cut it out there.
Oh, okay. It's always weird when I announce their names and they don't respond. It just looks awkward. All right, so, yeah, unfortunately, Jerry, you did not make the All-Star race, but a lot of good racing.
Yeah, you're roboting.
Oh, I am?
On my end. Yeah, yeah. You're roboting on my end. Sorry.
Dang. All right, hold on for a minute there. Sorry, guys. No. Is it still roboting? Like, still issues?
Good now?
You're still cutting out from my end.
Yeah, you haven't even talked on my end.
Okay. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry for the delays there, folks. Just had issues with the audio. Everything sounds good, right?
And now I can't.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but it's not.
Wait, are you using Discord on your phone?
Yep.
Huh. Well, let me see something here.
If you're working on your stream, that's my end. I'll just jump on out. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean everything. I mean they can hear you fine on your when you speak. Everything's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up.
Okay. Well, I think qualifying. I don't know if qualifying has started yet.
It has. They just finished up. Actually, they did a really, really quick race, and it looks like Drive-Thru got the pole. Cody got second though.
Wow. Nice. Okay.
Drive-Thru pole. Cody was second. What If got third. Fourth will be Sloppy Joe. Fifth is Littell, and sixth is Darian, but he's not going to count. I don't know what's up, but a lot of people haven't shown up tonight, which is disappointing. But hey, it happens.
And yeah, things happen in life. All right. So I mean, even though there's 6 drivers, I think more drivers are joining in now.
Gator's jumping in. There comes Joseph, and then Jake, and then we'll have the 9 guys racing tonight. A lot of people jumped out last minute.
Oh, okay. So we're just still gonna show the entry list, but right now just cross out Ed Soundhead. I think Michael Marutz, and I think one more person. I believe the 27 car Dale Reynolds. I think those 3 drivers are not racing.
No, they won't be making it tonight.
All right. Dang. All right. It's fine. It's fine. We're still gonna have a good race. I mean, based on by the way, what was your from your perspective? What was it like racing in that event?
Say again.
What was the from your perspective? What was the racing like? Like when you compete in the Open?
It was. I know when I was racing behind Rusty and Darian, it looked like they were sort of just holding on for dear life, to be completely honest with you.
All right, so we've got the invite. We're just.
If you're angling to the.
Want to say it again?
Ends up going.
I'm gonna bump you up here a bit. Okay, there we go. Okay. Did you get the invite, Jarrett? All right. Can't hear Jarrett, but
your audio keeps cutting out.
I mean, yeah, same thing for you. Mics keep cutting out. All right, well, we'll deal with it. See if it gets better when we go racing. But yeah. Alright, so here we go. 100 laps here on dirt the day after Christmas. One lucky winner is going to take home $100 on the front row. Drive through on the inside. Cody Hicken on the outside. Green flags in the air.
Only jumped in a little bit here and there, but I'll be on a bit of a delay because Darian seemed to forget to send me the invite.
Oh,
but no. Okay, I got the invite actually. I don't know what was up with it. It took a while to actually show up, but I'm on Sloppy's perspective right now, and it's looking like that bottom line is just dominant, man. It's so dominant.
And right now, the 77 car right there has put out to a bit of a gap between him and the one car of Brian Pasternak. By the way, is the audio still having issues?
Not much. I'm gonna mute really quick. I'll be right back.
Alright. Alright, so the drive-through is leading. Oh, and in the wall, the one car, Brian Pasternak. To the inside is the 8 car, Joey Stone, who joined us in our broadcast earlier for the open side-by-side for second place right now. Pretty good battle going on there as drive-through still is your race leader. 2-time winner so far this season. Again, folks, we apologize for the issues of the audio between me and Jarrett Lundberg.
You know, while he hasn't won yet this year, What If running up front is not really a surprise, seeing how last year he utterly dominated the All-Star race and went home with the big money.
And right now, he's closing it in right now on the 77 car of drive-through.
Got that Alan Kulwicki paint scheme looking like right there in that one car, the one truck. It's like it's these two and then the gap to everybody else. It's like you know, I'm going through the field right now. Cody is
and in the wall. Oh,
big time.
The 85 car and the 82 car, Normal and Lombard.
And Jake just got back into Cody too, and those two are now the bottom two guys in the field. Cody starting from second. He's dead last right now.
Cody started in second place. No caution is out.
I'm watching Sloppy stream now. While it's on a little bit of a delay, it looks like he's slowly making a little ground at certain parts of the track, but losing because he's starting to get up into the wall. It looks like these two up front, it's just they're running fast and clean, and that's what really the key tonight is. If you can run clean while you're fast and not have to scrape against any of the walls, you'll be good to go for the majority of the night.
If you hit the wall, make sure you don't hit the wall that bounces you off, like what happened with Rusty in the Open. That people could say ultimately cost him a shot at racing here tonight.
Now, Sloppy can't really focus on those two guys in front of him because right behind him, about 2 truck lengths back right now, is Darian Gilliam and Black Flags Matter. Those two are starting to make up ground on those front two, but if they start racing side by side, it might just be the best thing that What If and Drive-Thru can wish for right now.
Alright, let's take a look at another driver. Let's see, the 38 car, Jake Baskinger, who got in on the fan vote, currently running, I believe, in the 10th spot. Yes, no, 6th spot, excuse me, sorry about that. So far, pretty nice. I mean, we didn't really expect much from him, at least him to be up front, but so far, top 6 run is alright for him.
That's the stream's name right now. He compared himself. He said he's the Danica Patrick of Core, that he gets in on the fan vote, but he really doesn't deserve it, in his words. But right now, he's not running last. He's really staying a good, consistent distance behind 5th place Brendan Littell, but still, it's respectable right now, and there's plenty of time to go in this race. I'm looking on Sloppy's stream, and it looks like we're 13 laps in. So, plenty of time to, if there's a caution, maybe make some adjustments and whatnot, but plenty of time.
Back up front, the one car passer that gets close the gap to the 77 car drive-through, who has led every lap so far in this event. Looks like the 1 car, he's trying to get closer to the wall, trying to get underneath the 77 car instead of what we saw in the open, where we saw drivers, if they want to make a pass, go to the outside lane. The 1 car is doing the exact opposite, trying to get to the inside, trying to get closer to the wall to maybe get side by side with the drive-through.
See, this here really surprises me in the back of the pack. I'm looking right now. Raw Gator and Joseph Lombard right now are the last 2, it looks like, in the field. I'm watching from in front of Joseph's truck, and you literally out of the corners can see the leaders starting to catch up already.
Yeah, the reason why is because those 2 crashed right at the start-finish line. So they lost.
Still, it's surprising.
Yeah, they lost a ton of momentum.
I'm surprised they haven't caught up to guys like Jake and Cody, who are running the back right now yet.
Oh, yeah. Let's see the gap between. Try and get to Joseph's stream. There he is. He's now just came off the 4 and just crossed the start-finish line. While the 77 car is already past the start-finish line entering 1. And the 77
drive
car
through the wall. He's around.
And spins and collects the 8 car.
And that's going to be a caution.
Caution is out. Exactly what happened in the open with the 59 car Walrus. He hit that opening or hit something on the outside wall right past the start finish line and then spun right in front of the field and collected you and the 38 car.
It's so hard to control it even on the straightaways unless you have plenty of time to adjust where you're going to be at, or it's just you just hold on for the ride and it's really over at that point. But it's looking right now at the caution. It's What If, Sloppy, Davin, Black Flags Matter, and Littell the top 5. Then Jake, Cody, Raw Gator, and Joseph Lombard. But it's a really good break for those guys. Those last 3 that really got caught up in a bit of a mess at the start.
Right now, it looks like excuse me. Everyone has pitted, so running order remains the same. But luckily for the 82 and the 85 car, they now are back in contention as they come around to get the restart. Drive-through lead still on the outside is Pasternak, green flag.
I think drive-through actually stayed out there, or if not, maybe 2 tires. But the rest of them in the field, it looks like we're pitting. But there's a good amount of people, 3 wide sort of in the back, and it's looking like Sloppy Joe is trying to find a place to go to get to the lead.
Got the A car trying to force his way to the inside, but a contact between the 77 and the 1. That's going to allow the A car to get underneath drive-through. He's going to muscle his way up the racetrack and take second place, it looks like.
And look who's with them. Cody H Gaming is all the way back up the front again.
And the Daytona 250 winner. He was started second, fell to the back of the pack, and now back in contention, battling for third.
It's so important to not hit that outside wall in the front stretch especially. It's so easy to just slide up there. You look like you're good, and then at the last second, you just can't correct it and hit the wall. So it's really important for a lot of these guys. And I see some of them have already done it, but it's really important to stay off that wall, off the corner, so you can get that good run back into 1 next time by.
We're with the A-car, Joey Stone, trying to go a bit of a higher lane to get a possible drive off the corner to catch up to the 1-car Pasternak, who just slightly taps the wall off of 2.
But this is not an unfamiliar sight to see, really, at Eldora for the Core Series, seeing how What If last year basically led the entire race. And it was really a matter of not if, but when he would grab the lead in this one. But right now, Sloppy is not really relenting on his back bumper.
Yeah, surprisingly, I mean, we haven't seen him, maybe try and dive in and try and take the lead as quick as possible, as he's been known to do so far this season. We saw it at Homestead. He was very, very aggressive to try and get as many positions as he can.
I think right now just patience is the main word of the day. We're only 27 laps in, 150 lap race, and I think as an esports driver, Sloppy's got to know that's probably one of the most important deals to have. He's staying right with What If, though.
Yeah, he's not letting him out of his sight. The gap has maintained the same. Nothing really has changed in the last few laps.
Right now, though, looking at the battle for 4th, Cody H Gaming is under fire from Darian Gilliam, and it's looking like that battle just ended pretty definitively. Darian takes the 4th spot right now, and here comes Gator and Joseph. There's just a giant gaggle of cars towards the back of the pack right now.
Yeah, most of them that started back in the pack, excuse me, they had to race their way in to the open. Ooh, contact with the
Oh, there we
82.
go.
And Lombard and Hickens spins right in front of Baskinger.
And again, it's just a matter of patience here. You know, these people that you see that you're falling back, and some people see that they need to make up some ground, and you start losing your head out there and making some decisions you wouldn't make otherwise if you're running towards the front. But tough break for Cody, man. You know, he can put some fast laps down, but it looks like consistently he's not the best for a long run.
Another also tough break for Lombard. He was involved in that first accident that sent him way in the back of the pack, had no cars in sight. Got a caution, got back out in front, or at least back in contention with the pack, and now he's again lost the pack with another accident.
But again, there's still over 150, I'd say 118 laps to go right now, 117 to go, give or take. So there's plenty of time. Even if you go a lap down, if there's a caution, you can get the wave around, lucky dog, whatever you need. So it's not over for him yet, but it's one of those things where it's, you know, you keep making these mistakes, it's going to become harder and harder to get out of that hole. It just keeps going deeper and deeper, it seems like.
A-car Joey Stone getting closer and closer now in the left rear corner panel of the one car. Looks like you're trying to maybe give a bit of context, slid up right behind him.
And I don't know what drive-through did, if he did 2 tires, didn't pit or whatever, but doesn't seem to have affected him too much. He's still keeping pace with those top 2 guys up there. And I'm watching the overhead view right now for What If, and it's just consistent. It's like a rubber band effect, back and forth, whoever gets the momentum out of the corner. But half a truck length right now is about the distance. And, ooh, right on the corner.
Oh, contact between the 8 and the 1.
He's got the position. The 8 has position in the corner.
More contact.
He's not having any of it, man. These guys are really, really going hard at him. Sloppy's in the wall a little bit.
I don't think that's going to affect him. Here he comes back again to the inside. This time he's got more than a corner panel underneath the one car. Pasternak off of 2.
But they have more to deal with the 77 in third. He's right up there with them as they got together there.
Oh, more contact. The 8 car and the 1 again as Pasternak hits the wall. That's another the 8 car to get even more momentum underneath Pasternak side by side in the middle of 1 and 2.
And it's a 3-way battle for the lead right now. It's just the back and forth. The firing into the corner, really, but it's looking like Sloppy has got it. But the crossover could be pulled. He got too loose. He can't pull it off. And now he's got to deal with drive-through. What if that is? Has to deal with drive-through. And, ooh, the 2 shrimps got together.
And if they keep racing like this, look, not too far back is a 25 car Darien as well as the 85 car Raw Gator. It could be a 5-car battle if they keep racing like this.
And it's just the momentum. You have to keep the momentum up at this track. If you get out of your rhythm, it's so hard to pick it back up compared to any other just because of how much the truck slides around. And right now, these 2 racing side by side is the best thing that both Darien and Gator as well as Sloppy want to see. But there's a battle for 5th, too, right now. Or 4th, I should say.
A lot more aggressive between this position battle here between the 25 and the 85 car. Look at the 85 sort of push Darien up the racetrack in order to clear him. Looks like he will for 4th.
Gator scheme right now, reminiscent, at least in my opinion, to Jeff Gordon's old Farmville paint scheme. It's a little throwback. Kids, if you don't know what that one is, look it up on Google. 2011, it was the most popular thing. But no, they keep firing back and forth, just a full-on assault for 2nd right now. But it seems like they're at a stalemate. 1 gets a little bit of a run, but nope, as I say, that drive-through comes right on by. Now let's see if he can drive up to Sloppy or if that's all she wrote until next caution or the end of the day.
Right now, another thing to consider is pit stops. Pit stops, I think, are going to be...
I don't believe we actually have to do pit stops, at least green flag racing at Eldora on this game. But
oh, yeah, that's right, only on cautions.
That NASCAR-colored 8 car is really just trying to find his own zip code right now for the most part.
I mean, he's been really quiet on his stream right now. Just been focusing, trying to get as much of a gap as he can between him and the 77 car drive-through.
While they physically right now are in different countries, you would think that with the distance on the track that Sloppy has, you'd think they were racing in different countries right now between drive-through and Sloppy Joe, because he is just really keeping it calm, cool, collected, going good entries into the corner, good exit out, really keeping the truck straight for the most part, and just putting good laps together.
Just a little update from the back of the pack with the 82 car of Justin Lombard. He's managed to get by the 38 car Jake Baskinger, so at least he's able to pass some cars right now in this run.
And I'm watching it. Looks like Darian is doing everything he can to stick with Raw Gator right now, but Gator is just too fast. He's got a little bit higher on the track, getting a better run off the corner, and Darian really, I wouldn't say he's running, pardon the racing pun, sloppily, but he's really just putting everything out there and not having as graceful of a run in and out of the corner as a lot of these guys ahead of him.
Right now, the gap between first and second place is 1.5 seconds behind. A lot more close of a battle between the 77 and the 1 car, just 0.3 of a second.
But right now, it seems like these guys are sort of settling in, looking to have, really looks like to probably be the big long run of the night. And right now, I think that if we do end up going into a long run, if it's not something happening where somebody crashes into somebody else, really the key until the next caution that more than likely will come is that you just got to stay on the lead lap at this point. Put those nice laps together, make sure that if you're in the back right now, you got to kind of be sweating, because I think as the run goes on, guys like Sloppy and Drive Through are only going to get better.
And we saw we can use anything from last year. This race is known to have the opportunity to get into a long green flag run. I believe with last year's race, what was the last green flag run was 40 laps or so. It was a long green flag run.
Yeah, it was a good percentage of the race right now. I'm looking back a little bit at Cody H Gaming, and he's really just sort of on his own out here, but I can tell you that he's struggling a bit. Joseph Lombard is starting to catch up to him, because the 28 truck has been on and off of both the inside and outside wall. I mean, he looks like a giant red ping pong ball out there right now at certain points.
Back out in front is second place, the 1 car Parasite. Like, he had a run underneath Drive Through, but then he hit the inside wall and it lost a ton of ground to the second place driver. And now he's got the 85 car of Raw Gator in his rearview mirror, I should say.
And it looks like the 22 of Brendan Littell is starting to slowly catch up to the 25 of Black Flags Matter. So that'll be something to keep tabs on as the run goes on as well.
Yeah, Brendan Littell has been very quiet. I mean, he looks like he's just been staying in his own little world, just running his own laps, making sure not getting into anyone, trying to make clean laps. And hey, you're right, slowly making his way towards, I think, 5th place with the 25 car.
And I think this long run is really going to show why these restarts are so important, and why it's so important to get as much track position as possible. Is a lot of these guys that are running 4th, 5th, 6th, the Gator, the Black Flag Matters, the Brendan Littells, they're running similar lap times to those front 3, but the problem is they fell so far back in those opening part of the run trying to race each other, and now it's almost going to be impossible to make it up without a little bit of help or somebody screwing up in front of them.
Ooh, the 8 car of Joey Stone. Okay, he hit the wall a bit there off of 4. So far, he's got 1 driver in sight, and that's the 38 car of Jake Baskinger, who got in on the Fanville. Looks like he might be in jeopardy of going a lap down in a few laps here.
And I'm watching on his stream right now, and Jake's about 55 laps in, so we're about a third of the way through this thing already. And he'll get 1 or 2 corners really good. Like, you want to stay above 80 miles an hour through the corners if you want to go really fast for the most part. And I see sometimes Jake enters the corner really good, staying really fast, and he can get through them really fast, but there's others where he'll get too sideways and end up falling to 70, sometimes under 70 miles an hour in the center of the corner, and that's just not a good recipe for staying on the lead lap. And Joey Stone is catching him really quick. I mean, he's reeling him in like he's, like it's nothing on the other end of the line.
Yeah, I expect maybe in 3 to 4 laps, Joey Stone might be able to already get by him. Another driver that's ahead of the 8 car is the 82 car, Justin Lombard. Now, even though he's made a lot of ground on at least getting back to passing a car, he's still got the 8 car Joey Stone behind him. So, we could see here in a few laps, so maybe 8 or 9 laps it looks like, as well as the 28 car also right in front of the 82 car.
what's really imperative right now for Joseph is he has to get by Cody. Have that extra barrier between him and Sloppy. As we know, you got the Shrimp Gang in this race, and so I don't think while I don't think Cody is going to race Sloppy Joe as hard, I don't think he's going to just straight up let him by as easily as somebody say like he would for like drive-through or someone like that, someone that he races with a lot more often. So Joseph needs that extra barrier to just buy a little more time on the lead lap right now and hope and pray for a caution as best he can get one.
Right now, the gap between 7th place Cody Hagan and 8th place Joseph Lombard is around a second. And also, this could play a role because let's say if the 38 car basking driver, if he goes a lap down, then this is going to be battle GC.
He is.
And he hit him and he spun him right in front of the 77 car.
And it looks like he's living up a bit to that name that he gave his stream, looking like Danica Patrick out there, just losing him.
I mean, I don't know. It looked like, did he lose it or did the 8 car come up on him? I can't tell from my camera angle.
It looked like, I'm going to rewind on his stream right now, but what it looked like for the most part is that he was trying to let's see, I'm just sort of watching these laps leading up to it. So let's see. So I'm watching here. He gets into the wall on the front stretch. Sloppy gets into it, and then Sloppy dives low. Jake gets a bit of a run in the corner. Sloppy's down below him. Jake just goes right up the track and just drifts right into Sloppy, hits the wall, and luckily drive-through barely getting by. Same with What If, but tough break for Sloppy Joe out there. I think Jake was probably trying to leave him alone, trying to let him by, but it did not end out that well.
Well, I mean, luckily for him,
and Jake is still on the wall.
Still, wow.
On his screen.
Well, luckily for Joey, he's still able to hold on to the race lead because, luckily, at least, even though it's not good for the drive-through, the 38 car, he also slammed right in front of the 77 car, so that also hindered drive-through's performance in trying to catch up to him, or to the 8 car of Joey Stone.
And it looks like Sloppy's starting to pull back away a little bit. It looked like drive-through was starting to make up some ground on him, but it's the gap, at least on Sloppy's screen, says it's a 1.7 second gap, then 3.4 back to What If, Raw Gator's 5.7 back, and then 7.8 back to Darian. And it's really about a 1.5 second, just over a 1.5 second gap for the lead right now. Drive-through seems to slowly but surely be falling back again. So they're pretty evenly spaced for the top 4 or 5 at least.
Yeah, it looks like there's any shot of drive-through, or probably anyone having a shot at the 8 car. It's going to most likely have to come through a caution on a restart. But one driver with the 85 car, Trey Normal, even though he's settling in 4th place, I believe, there he is. He started second to last because he was one of those drivers that had to race into the All-Star race. He won the third and final segment, so pretty nicely started dead last, or second to dead last, up to 4th place. Nice run for him.
And looking towards the back part of lead lap cars right now, it looks like Cody H Gaming and Joseph Lombard are just about a second apart, and it really hasn't changed much. It'll go to about 9/10 and then widen back out to 1.1. It's again just another rubber band, but it looks like that rubber band is starting to get caught by the 8 truck slowly but surely as well.
Yeah, that accident with the 38 car, that helped Lombard and Cody H Gaming to get away from him, but now it looks like the 8 car is just starting to, get into his rhythm again, and now he's starting to sort of chase down these 2 drivers.
And right now we're flying through this race right now. I'm looking on Jake Baskinger's screen, so he's a lap behind, so we're now 72 of 150 in, according to where his stream is at, depending on the delay. So we're about halfway through this race already, and so far 8 drivers on the lead lap, and that 38 truck is just a demon right now to drive. He is basically waving at the infield through every corner, and it's not on purpose in any way. He might honestly get lapped before Cody and Joseph do, the way it's looking, because I believe Cody is about 14 or 15 seconds ahead of him. So Jake's about 4 seconds away from getting put 2 laps down.
I mean, it took me for Jake basically all season long. I mean, he's just not had the season he's wanted. He's been involved in wrecks, has been out of the pack, Was hoping for maybe somewhat of a turnaround starting with the All-Stars, but unfortunately nothing going his way here tonight.
Now, while Sloppy's already at the next track in Michigan already, there is a battle heating up for second right now between Drive-Thru and What If. There's about, again, it's about the same distance that's between Cody and Joseph, about a second or so, but What If is slowly but surely catching him right now. I mean, you can just visually see it on the screen from What If's view, that he is slowly but surely catching him in that Hooters machine. So that's going to be one that I believe is going to heat up in the next 10 or so laps.
Yeah, surprisingly, because the one car, he lost about a second or so when he made contact with the inside while battling with Drive-Thru. The gap was maybe 2.5 seconds. Just closed it up tremendously, as you said, down to just 9/10 of a second now.
And it seems like this race is sort of just turning into a bunch of different, islands of drivers out there on their own. And right now, the island of What If is about to crash into the island of Drive-Thru, if you will. But there's no one else near these guys right now as they're racing. Gator is about 3 seconds back, and then Sloppy's 3 seconds ahead of them. So it's really these two are just racing each other right now, and it's a matter of, can somebody step up and catch up to that 8 Chevy, or can there a caution come out and someone from out of the pack maybe make some adjustments and come out as a wild card? But right now, Sloppy Joe has this race in hand.
Well, in my opinion, the only car I could see, or truck I could see that might have the opportunity of battling with the 8 car is the 85 car of Raw Gator. As I said, started second dead last, and he has closed the gap just a bit to a 4th place Brian Pasternak. It was around 8-point-something seconds, now down to just 7.5. So, it's not much. He has still closed the gap just a bit between him and the top 4 leaders, or top 3 leaders, I should say.
And I'm interested to see what's going to happen here. Sloppy Joe is catching Cody H Gaming and Joseph Lombard right now. Are they going to race really hard to stay on the lead lap and maybe hold Sloppy up, or are they just going to sort of have a gentleman's agreement to let the 8 truck by? As he is a far superior driver at this moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sure because, if these drivers were a lap down already, then we could see them just go by. But, I don't know. I think the 82 car, he's going to be focused on trying to get by this 28 car. And I think with the 8 car being right behind him, that's just going to push him even more. And he's going to try every opportunity to either A, hold Joey up, or B, try to get by the 28 car and maybe use the 8 car as help.
It almost looks like it's converging right now because they are catching Jake pretty quick, and Sloppy is slowly catching them. It might be that Sloppy won't only have to navigate these two, but also have Jake up there too. So it might get a little hairy, a little dicey right now for the leader, depending on when he catches these guys. And with that, you also have to wonder, when is Drive-Thru, who is in second, and What If in third? When are those two, are they going to be able to make up any ground as lap traffic might play a role here? Or is Sloppy just going to make up ground as he moves forward?
We saw how lap traffic already played a role earlier in this race between the 8 car of Joey Stone and the 38 car of Baskinger. When they made contact, that sent Baskinger spinning in the back straightaway. So there's a possibility we could see lap traffic play a role.
And side by side right now, the 22 of Brendan Littell going underneath and passing Darian Gilliam. Darian gets the run out as the 22 gets a little loose out of the corner. They're on the front stretch right now, side by side.
And this goes back to what happened in the open, or at least what you said earlier, where one driver, it's sort of like what you said, the rubber band effect. Some driver gets to run to the inside, or like they get to drive in, but then the outside just gets to drive off, and it sort of cancels any sort of momentum.
And Darian's cleared him here, but he didn't do it in enough time to go down low, so I'm wondering. Oh, and Littell's getting the run off. He's going to get into
contact.
But they're all good. The closest truck to him right now looks to be, I believe that's Jake Baskinger, so no one really to come up and pass them, depending on how they beat and bang, but they're about a quarter of a lap down, and as this goes on, Sloppy has caught up to Cody H Gaming and Joseph Lombard. Joseph has gotten by Cody for 7th.
And the 22 car he's going to have to try and be on the offense as well as on the defense to try and get by the 82 car, as well as possibly keep the 8 car at bay.
The 38 has put a nice bit of ground between them, so I don't think Sloppy's going to have to deal with all three of them at the same time. But these two side by side, if something is to happen between them, then you can look for these guys to pounce.
Yeah, the 28 car, he is driving really hard to try and get some sort of ground on the 82 car. Then it's just sliding up the racetrack, and that's allowing the 8 car to get a run.
Loose off the corner.
Here comes the 8 car, Joey Stone to the outside, trying to put the 28 car Hicken one lap down.
How much time is this going to cost the 8 car, if any? And because right now I'm looking at his screen, it's about a 5-second gap. Right now, the 77 and the 1 truck are actually sort of closing in on each other, but it's not really close enough really to be called a battle just yet, but it's starting to heat up.
Right now, the 8 car has just gone by the 28 car, so now he's got the 82 and the 38 car in front of him.
Yeah, with Joseph in front of him. I'm interested to see how Joseph's going to race. A lot of times he'll let somebody by if they're a lot faster, but there's other times where Joseph becomes the ultra-aggressive version of Ryan Newman out there. You'd have more of a good time trying to pass a 30-mile brick wall than pass Joseph Lombard sometimes. But Joseph is giving him the outside. It's the Joe and Joe show for lap down right now.
But we saw, for people that watched from Joseph's stream last weekend at Kansas, I mean, he was very, very aggressive on defense, trying to keep the 25 car of Gilliam at bay. But it looks like it might not be much of a battle between him and Joey.
He's keeping on the outside, though.
This is to stay on the lead lap, and Joey Stone clears him. And now here comes Hicken to the inside of Lombard, because now this is a battle in case if a caution comes out, who gets the wave around.
Oh, and the 28 split up into the 82 there, and while that's going on, Drive Through and What If made it up about a second. Now it's just Sloppy has to navigate getting by Jake again. Hopefully the second attempt at that is a little less eventful than the first one for Sloppy's sake.
See if we can do any other battles. It looks like this is really the only battle we got here. So you see Drive Through just entering the picture here. Now the issue with this is now Drive Through has to try and get by the 82 and 28 cars. It's not going to be that much of a battle because they're second and third place, so won't be surprised if Lombard and Hicken let them by. As you see the 8 car, Joey Stone, get by the 38 car to put Baskinger 2 laps down now.
And no contact there, so definitely better than the last time.
On board now with Drive Through. Now you see 3-4 cars right in front of him. He has to now get by.
And as we're talking right now about the leaders, there's a battle for 5th at about mid-pack right now. Littell trying to find a way around Darian Gilliam. They're the next 2 to be lapped. So Littell really, if he's going to pass him and try and stay on the lead lap through this thing, he needs to find a way quickly or right now to get by him. They're about a half truck length apart. And the 22 he's the faster truck, definitely, but Darian is so good at keeping him behind. And, this might just be a detriment to both of them, as the more they race, the easier it is for the 8 to catch up to him.
I mean, we've seen these two drivers battle each other basically the entire race. So, man, look at the 22 car all over the back bumper of the 25 car. Trying to go to the inside again, maybe to get underneath Gilliam.
Darian slides up just a bit there. It's going to open the door, but I don't know if the 22 has enough momentum in the corner if he's able to clear him here. If Darian's going to get the run, it looks like Darian's going to get the run off the corner here. But
he got the wall. He hit the wall.
And now he hit the 22.
Well, let's tell you, he needs to get by him quickly because not too far behind is the 8 car of Joey Stone. They're now on the same straightaway.
I think he's going to get him here. I think he's cleared him.
And he's going to clear him, Darren, with the crossover move maybe. Now he's underneath the 22 car, Littell.
And he's just bumped him into the corner. Littell has got to be getting frustrated here. He knows he's the faster of the 2, and he can see the 8 now. You can see him on the same straightaway. I don't understand why these 2 are going so hard at each other still, but, caution comes out, that positioning on the next restart could be important, so I guess that could be the motive there.
More contact. Man, you're right. Littell is going to be frustrated with the 25 car because, I mean, the 8 car is right behind them. I don't understand why you guys racing so hard. Just get in line and try and get away from the race leader.
Yeah, with how probably frustrated he's getting right now, the fact that the 8 is closed in a ton because of that might not be dirt coming off the car, but steam coming out of Littell's ears and being angry at this point.
Well, at least he's gotten by the 25 car, so he moves, I believe, into the 5th spot.
And while I don't have his stream up right now, I got to believe Darian's having a blast with this right now. He's just out there to have fun. He's probably laughing his ass off right now.
You might be laughing, but 22 is probably fuming.
I guess they even out to a calm demeanor.
Alright, so really, that's probably the only battle right now is the 25 car. He's now all over this back bumper of the 22 car now. He's still, Littell is not getting away from the 25 car as he goes to the inside for the 4th spot and bumps him off the track.
I don't understand. You got the leader coming up right behind you, and you guys are racing like it's the last lap. Like, you're not racing, you're not racing for the lead.
Yeah. Alright, well, a lot of people are in the comments. They're asking for this. They want hardcore, so I feel like we got to give it to him. What do you say? Oh, he put him in the wall.
Big time.
Looks like Gilliam just slid up and put the 22 car in the wall.
We better get hardcore underway before the 22 ends up taking the 25 hardcore into the wall.
Let's do this. Let's go dirt track racing hardcore. Alright, so, right now, just going through the field right now, let's start off with the race leader, Joey Stone, who's gotten by the 25 and the 22 car of Littell, and Gilliam Jarrett start us off.
Well, it's looking like Sloppy right now. He has this thing firmly in control. He's just smooth and steady, really navigating this lap traffic extremely well. He seems to not be getting held up too much. Aside from what happened the first time with Jake, not really much contact. And he's just been running his own race right now for the most part. So it's looking like Sloppy right now. His race to lose.
Yeah, right now, 5.8 seconds behind in second place is the 1 car now of Brian Pastor. In fact, the battle for the second place between the 1 car and the 77 car of Drive-Thru. Pasternak, the defending winner of the All-Star race. He has not led a lap so far, but so far the entire race, he has been in the 2nd spot. In 3rd place is Drive-Thru. 2-time winner this season, trying to get by, try to bring in a battle to the 1 car. It's going to slide in 3rd place. Also trying to take home $100 today. Did not compete in the All-Star race last year, as he is a rookie. So far doing nicely in his first dirt start in the Core League in 3rd place.
And in 4th place right now, and the last car on the lead lap at the moment, or last truck I should say, is the Farmville-looking car in Raw Gator. I mean, he's just really been a quiet contender through this. Not enough speed to catch up to Sloppy for sure. Just enough to maintain with Drive-Thru and What If. But, a caution comes out, and he's on the lead lapper, the lucky dog. This guy right here, he should be a sleeper contender for the win. And then I look back here in 5th place. Well, not look back or up, depending on where you're at on the track. 5th place right now is Darian Gilliam. He's got Brendan Littell just glued to his back tailgate. And that's how these two have been really for the last 70 laps or so. I mean, these two have basically been a two-car tandem, not really as harmonious as many used to be. But the 22 really just struggled to keep up on those initial restarts, had some problems, similar to his good buddy Joseph Lombard. But, these two, 5th and 6th, not enough speed to stay on the lead lap, really not contenders at all at any point through the night. But they're really putting on about the best show on the track. And it looks like Littell was trying to take out the 25 there. I can't really blame him. But these two really been pretty entertaining through the night. And I see the 7th place car is really starting to close in on him.
Yeah, Joseph Lombard in the 82 car, who was involved in 2 accidents. He had to start near the back of the pack. He was able to race his way into the All-Star race. Like I said, twice got caught up in an accident, lost a ton of ground, was able to get back up. Now sitting nicely in the 7th spot, and now he has the opportunity to, with the way the 25 and the 22 car have been battling, he has the opportunity to get up to 5th place maybe in a few laps here.
And then I see behind him in 8th right now is Cody H Gaming. And Cody has done his best impersonation of a rock falling through the field from that 2nd place start. Just not a good day all around for him. He was really, I think the highest he's gotten since falling back in the initial part of the race is about 6th or 7th. But he really has been a complete non-factor for most of the day. Just struggled to keep that speed in the truck for more than a couple laps. But, he's putting, for the most part, a clean race. He had some good battles with Lombard, but really just not, like I said, not enough speed. He's just trying to stay with his other shrimp buddy drive-through. But, yeah, unfortunate for Cody, but it's looking like the start of the race was about as good as it got.
And right now in the last place, in the 9th spot, we can get him on here. There's a 38 car, the orange and black Ford of Jake Baskinger, who got his way into the All-Star race from a fan vote, but not the way he wanted to, not the way his night has been so far. Got spun by the 8 car, Joey Stone, and he is now, I believe, 2 or 3 laps down now.
2 down, but it's looking like he's about to go 3, because the next car behind him is Joey Stone, but as his live stream said, he seems to be living up to it. He's already, crashed at one point, so he's living up to being the Danica of the race. If I guess we got a new award there, but it's just unfortunate. Jake's just happy really to be in the show, though. From what it seems like, just trying to stay clean, finish this thing out. I want to say how many are to go, because every stream I go on, I can't see the lap counter.
I believe we are under 20.
So yeah, closing stages here. I really don't think I don't think we're going to see a caution or anything anytime soon. Really, the best battle on track, the best 2 battles, is that between Darian and Littell, as well as now the 1 and the 77 still going at it. But it's just they're so even through these corners and through really each lap that I don't know. You at this point, you sort of just have to dive bomb and really have a dirty slide job to get by these guys.
And I think the 22 car is likely doing that. Look at this off of turn 4. I mean, he didn't even try to make the turn. He really just did not go straight and slam into the left side of Darian.
Hey, you know what they say? Sometimes 8 wheels are better than 4. And I think at this point, to pass these people, you're really going to have to use 8 wheels through the corner, and hope that your 4 that you're using up don't catch back up to you.
22 car again, and the 25 tried chopping him off. It looks like, whoa, a lot of contact between the 2. We got
Matt Kenza, Joey Logano here, man.
Yeah.
22. Man, I can tell you what, it's got to be frustrating. About 50 laps of this stuff. Looks like the 25 has finally dropped back in behind, but he did the crossover. And behind them, you can see the 77 and the 1 truck side by side. 25 is into the 22. Tell you what, wouldn't be surprised if the 22 sent him out of Ohio and probably over to drive-through in Canada at this point.
And now the 25 car gets by the 22. No crossover move there. And finally, it looks like, I think Gilliam, I think he's in 5th place right now, with Littell now in 6th.
And right behind them is the 1 in the 77. They're side by side. It's let Joseph stay with him. So there's a lot of action throughout the pack on different laps, but all around each other. Cody's catching back up to Joseph. So you got about 6 trucks right here, 3 separate battles for position. But who knows? This might be our caution that a lot of people have been hoping for.
I mean, with the way the race, I'm more focused on that 22 car. I mean, we don't have him on stream, but I can just tell just from how he's racing the 25 car, he's very frustrated.
It's looking like the 1 putting a big gap now on the 77. That battle is probably over with, unless this battle they're catching up to right now impedes on that. But a 7.5-second lead for Joey Stone. He's got that race win and $100 squarely in sight right now. It's just a matter of closing this thing out. He's about to lap Jake again. Tough night for Jake.
And he's in the wall again. I mean, he basically just trying to finish at this point. So I believe we are, as Joey Stone enters 3 and 4, I believe this time by be 9 laps to go.
The 25 and the 22 are holding up What If right now, and I think it's going to open the door for drivers to catch back up right now. He's making up a lot of time, it looks like, on the track. What If trying to find a way by? It looks like Littell's going to give him the room that he needs, but he's racing him back on the high side again.
That also could help with the 82 car of Lombard, because Lombard, he's also in position, I believe, to battle the 22 and the 25 if the 1 car and Littell and Gilliam keep on battling each other. You could see even another battle with the 82.
And Cody's pretty close, too. He's within striking distance if something happens, but right now, drive-through, catching up to Littell in that little pink and green car, his little Joker car, I guess you could call it. And really just, it's a matter of what Darian does here. Is Darian going to race the 1 truck the same way he was racing the 22, or is he going to be more polite, gentlemanlike, and let him by? That's really going to be what the difference for second, in my opinion, is going to be. But yeah, 7.5 seconds. It's a battle for second at this moment.
Yeah. 7 laps to go. Actually, I should say maybe for Joey Stone now. It's about to be 6 laps to go for Joey Stone. He has dominated this entire All-Star event.
The 1 is underneath 25, and I got to say that restart and really the 10 or 20 laps afterwards probably are the move of the race. That for what Sloppy Joe has done is they were 3 wide through that corner there. These lap cars racing the leaders right now. You got to think that that's got to be kind of annoying for What If and drive-through to have to navigate at this moment.
Absolutely, and because remember, these 2 drivers, they are not on the same lap. Darian is 1 lap down, as well as Littell, I think. As you see now, the 77 car drive-through get to the inside of Littell.
And Darian's pulling the crossover move on second place What If Racing, as right now drive-through trying to clear Brendan Littell. Littell, I think he's cleared him. It's just a matter of what Darian does. Darian holding up the 77 right now. I think that might have sealed second place for What If, but they're still racing pretty hard through the corner.
Yeah, for 5th now with Littell on the inside now of Gilliam. As I believe we have 3 laps to go, if I'm not mistaken.
And I'm watching from the behind the truck camera for What If, or not What If, drive-through. Wondering if drive-through's just going to dive it in at some point on him, or what is going to happen here. But they're about a truck length apart here as we wind another lap off the board.
All right, and it looks like off of turn number 4, this is the white flag, 1 lap to go, presented by Black Flags Matter here at Eldora. Joey Stone won last weekend at Kansas, got a ton of momentum heading into tonight's event, and he is 2 corners away from becoming $100 richer. No cars around him. He dominated the entire race, and he's going to come home a winner. Joey Stone wins the Core All-Star race, $100 richer, and he wins it here at Eldora. His victory was fueled by Unloaded Cube 88. Congratulations to Joey Stone.
And What If was able to squeeze on by drive-through there. Looking like Raw Gator's going to be 5th or 4th then. Top 5 for Black Flags Matter. Then Littell, Joseph, Cody, and Jake is your top 9 and total of 9 finishers.
Wow. So I mean, pretty lackluster
And
event, but we saw some really good battles between Littell, Gilliam, as well as Pasternak and Drive
and
Through.
and the first comment in the cord chat is Littell just basically congratulating Darian on one good battle. So wasn't as upset as probably we were thinking, or frustrated. Just having a lot of fun out there. So good race overall through the pack, but utter domination by Sloppy Joe there.
Absolutely, and it was a lot of fun to commentate with you, Jared. Any final thoughts from tonight's event?
Oh, honestly, at this point, I'm just focused on looking ahead at Michigan. That's really going to be, I think, a really fun track. I did a few practice races over the off season with guys like Ed and What If, and we had pretty good speed there. So I think that there's going to be we have just a few short runs through, towards the end. I think anybody can win that race. So this Sunday night's going to be a really, really fun one.
So it's going to be a lot of fun to commentate that. Like he said, Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Cody Workman returns from his vacation break to join us for the broadcast. But it should be a lot of fun. Congratulations once again to Joey Stone. And hope all of you guys that are tuning in, hope all of you had a wonderful Christmas, Hanukkah, holidays, whatever you're celebrating. Hope you guys had a great time with you and your family. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Jarrett Lundberg, I will see you on Sunday to compete at Michigan. Should be a fun one there. But for now, thank you so much for watching the Core On MDK's broadcast of the Core All-Star Race. We'll see you on Sunday nights from Michigan.